And the inside of my mind looks crazy. Cool. All right, we're back in my apartment. You're with Collin, Nicholas, and today we are exploring the wonderful world of shrubs. We're dropping acid today. We're playing with fresh fruits. I love shrubs. I love incorporating shrubs into cocktails. They add both a really robust sweetness to cocktails, but also a really lovely, lifting, bright, acidic note to cocktails. And it's such an incredible tool to have in your arsenal of cocktail ingredients. Shrubs are historically fruit-driven, macerated syrups, as people were macerating fruits and adding vinegars to them as a preservative. Now, people in modern times will drink drinking vinegars, so it's very important when considering an ingredient for a cocktail recipe that we're hitting all of those sensory receptors, right? We're getting those bitter notes, we're hitting those sweet tones, we're hitting those bright acidic notes, but we want to find that balance, that we're going to deliver that complexity into the drink without way overdoing the recipe or without incorporating 9,000 different ingredients. So we're working with blueberries today. I'm going to hit just a cup of blueberries out onto my cutting board here. We're going to quarter them. We're going to rough chop them. I'm running my knife through them. Again, really fruit forward. They're juicy, they're jammy, and we are going to see how these play with some acid. Let's get it onto our knife so we're not sticking our fingers in the jar. We have our blueberries in our mason jar. Just clean up our workstation. Always want to work with a clean station, right? Your station looks like the inside of your mind. If your station's a mess, your brain's probably a mess. We're coming right behind it with our white granulated sugar, also measured out to 1 cup. And we're gonna make a little mess, but you know, I like when it snows, and it didn't snow very much in Portland this year, so we're just gonna kick this all over the table, right? I've spoken about sugars in past episodes. Again, those raw, darker, richer sugars and more organic sugars oftentimes will cover up the really soft, nuanced sweetness and fruit quality of the blueberries. Last but not least, we have some lovely ornamental thyme here. Any thyme will do. We are in good shape with about 3 medium-sized thyme sprigs, right? So we're gonna get 25 to 30 little baby dried thyme leaves off this. We're gonna agitate and incorporate some of these elements just to give them a little bit of a head start. So we just want to agitate it so that the sugar can coat and touch all of these individual pieces of blueberry. At this point, we're gonna let this ride, and we want to get an airtight lid on this. Now, I've gone ahead with a little TV magic. I've pre-prepared a shrub. Whoops, wrong one. So we're gonna let this go for about 48 hours in our fridge. I've gone ahead and pre-prepared a shrub 2 days ago. It's been in the fridge for 48 hours. I've taken it out once a day just to give it a little agitation. I'm taking my bar spoon and we're just gonna give it a little stir, right? Every day. We wanna pop it out after 24 hours and see how those sugars are incorporating, see if they've dissolved. We wanna look at the color of our syrup. This thing is like a royal rich purple. So we are ready for acidulation. So we are gonna go ahead and take our red wine vinegar. Red wine being a very complementary flavor of blueberries, champagne vinegar, honey viognier vinegar, a great, fantastic, lovely application for things like strawberries, right? Things like watermelon shrubs. This process can also be applied to vegetables. Cucumbers, great shrub component. Ripping high water content and really punchy, bright, herbaceous notes. I'm going to measure 2 ounces of our red wine vinegar. I'm using 2 ounces because I don't want to overpower the subtle nuanced sweetness of the blueberries, but I do want to achieve that really lovely presence of the red wine vinegar in our final shrub here. So 2 ounces, we'll let it sing. We've added our 2 ounces of red wine vinegar. Again, play with your vinegars at home, see what you like, see what you don't like. And at this point, this is such a stable ingredient. This is good for up to about 6 months. I mean, I've had shrubs last forever. You're gonna wanna pass this through a strainer of any kind possible. We wanna get that blueberry pulp out of there. We wanna get some of those seeds out of there, and we can just dump this right in, right over the top. We wanna take a large wooden spoon and let's just give these berries a little press, We're done with them. They've done their job. We love them for that. We're happy for them. We're proud of them. Save these blueberries. This is great on toast with a little ricotta cheese. There's some olive oil on there. So we have our clean vessel here, which we'll store our shrub in, get everything we can out of there. So we've discussed different types of shrubs. We've looked at blueberries. We've looked at strawberries. We've talked about different acids. We've taken some acids. But we were left with this just incredible, lush, round, sweet, herbaceous, acidic, dynamic, cocktail component. This is something that plays really well with whiskeys. This plays really incredibly well with tequilas. This is something you can incorporate into a vodka cocktail, a gin cocktail. The world and the possibilities are absolutely endless. On the next episode, we'll be incorporating our thyme blueberry shrub into a refreshing whiskey-based cocktail. I'll see you then.